Oh, what are the whales here today? Girls, is that a joke?
That's not a joke. Hey, here come the whales. Whales insinuates fat.
Jack, if you call me a whale, my God, it's not okay.
We are all becoming an old record when we say, why can't Tori see exactly what Jack is doing? But it's like every other turn, it's something coming up. And the audacity for him as a personal trainer to call someone a whale doesn't make sense. And it's very insensitive. It goes against, his profession. Even Tori said that. So I can't wait to see the fallout from that when the experts find out. Anyway, hey there. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button. Turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. And definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 23. You have Sarah and sort of Lauren have a conversation with Tori, and they're telling her about her husband and the things that he's been doing. And she's got no reaction. She's got a blank stare. And it's like, what is it? Why can't you respond? These people are after what's in your best interest. Yes, the way they've done it is incorrect in the sense that they always wait until they're on camera to say anything. Why can't they say it to you in private? But still, at the same time, you can't just sit there and keep quiet and allow this man to walk all over you. The guys come back. She has a conversation with Jack, and you can tell he's guilty. You can tell he's guilty because when she asks him about the kiss, he says, well, I try not to kiss them on the face because of the makeup. I try and avoid the makeup, or at times I'll let them kiss me. And it's like, that's not enough excuse. About the touching of the bum, maybe if I did that, that was by mistake. And then they go off, and it's like these two are two knuckleheads. They're two idiots. They're two idiots. Because the fact that they know that they're mic'd and they're busy telling each other, well done, good job, you did amazing. So what they think they're playing up for the camera, I think the two of them have decided that they don't like each other romantically. And they're going to play this couple whereby she's the distressed bride and he's the jackass of her husband. And they are going to try and get as much clout as possible. Because he was talking about Sarah needing clout. And it's like, so everybody that comes after you wants clout. So you are the be-all and the end-all of the show. Without you, there is no show. That's not true. And so for you to think that they're chasing you for clout when they're exposing your silliness doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. And I don't get how Tori thinks this is a good look for her to go on TV and agree to be played by this man. Make it make sense. It's interesting that they cut away quickly from the conversation that Jack and Tori were having behind closed doors, because I would have wanted to hear more about it, because I don't trust them and I think they're playing games and I think they're playing a character. As far as I'm concerned, they're not being genuine. Anyway, in the morning, you have Lucinda and Timothy having a conversation because they had a breakthrough. Timothy had a breakthrough in his grief and was able to process quite a lot of information with Lucinda there. He was talking about needing an anchor, and I said it before, Lucinda will be the anchor that he needs. I think anyone that's lost a parent will know how it feels, especially when you lose both parents, how it feels. At times you feel like you're on your own, on an island with no one, and if something were to happen to you, no one would even know or no one would even care. And so I get where they're coming from, and I am happy that they're at this point. And Lucinda wrote him a poem that's more or less encompassed who he is and was sort of saying your story is going to help a lot of people. And I think for a lot of people that are grieving, they will relate to Timothy and what he's been through and know that there is hope. There is hope after grief. Yes, you will live with grief maybe for the rest of your life, but you are still able to move on. So that was cute to see. You then had Sarah and Tim having a conversation about Jack and the fact that, she had told Tori about Jack and the inappropriate passes he had made. And it seems Jack is very nice to the guys, but then horrible to the girls because, Tim is saying, I've been cheated on. Jack knows this, knows that I have trust issues. So the idea that he would make a pass at my wife, I don't get it. I didn't hear her bring up the comment that he said, Sarah was the most beautiful looking in the experiment. Although to Tori, he did agree that, she stands out. She's like a red Ferrari. So that more or less confirms what Sarah was saying. And then you have Tori and, Jack having a conversation. Oh, the girls, they're after clout. I've got thick skin. And it's like, why didn't this, you bring this to the fire pit, because then the guys would have said what he said when they were away, that he when he finds someone he loves, he'll have children with them, meaning that he's not in love with you and he really doesn't feel that way about you. What do you need to hear, baby girl, in order for you to move on? Oh, I am very intuitive. I'm able to pick up on certain things. Well, you're not picking up on this. You are not picking up on this. I wish you had just kept quiet. I wish you wouldn't bring up things like, oh, my intuitions are on point, or I can read BS, or I can, because you are the complete opposite of it. And Jack is manipulating her, because every time he does something, afterwards he says to her, give me a kiss, and she will lean in for a kiss. And it's like, so is the kiss because you are in love with him, or is the kiss to show his control over you? What is it? Something is about to happen when people are being too good and things are going too well, because you have Lucinda and Timothy go into Byron Bay, into the shops, and they're busy shopping, they're chatting, they're in a very happy mood, they're so bubbly, and it's like, oh, are they the ones that are going to be rocked by whatever secret Eden has been keeping? I really hope not. And then you have Jono and Lauren having a conversation, about their relationship and where they stand. I think Jono was just now being performative at this stage, because obviously Ellie had left the experiment. We all know he's now with Ellie. You have Ben has confirmed that, yeah, they are together, and that Jono really liked Ellie right from the start. So the idea that, Lauren was inviting him to Perth and he said he's open to coming, I think he's just doing whatever will give him peace. I think at this point he wasn't interested in her anymore. I think they had a spark at the start, but it sort of died down because they both didn't get what they needed from their partner, in the sense that Lauren wanted someone who's more outgoing, whereas Jono is way too laid back, and I don't know whether that's the sort of person he needs that will work better with him. So it's sad. And you have Tristan sort of talking about his body and the fact that, because he was very overweight as a kid, so seeing everybody with their six-pack and stuff sort of jumping into the pool and walking around with their t-shirts off really must have done a number on his head, because he was sitting with Richard and sort of saying, I feel very uncomfortable, and this is the most uncomfortable I've been, because you have all these good-looking people and then there's me. And it's like, it's going to take a lot. He needs therapy. It's going to take a lot, because in his eyes, although he's lost weight, he still sees the big chubby boy. So I don't think it's going to just suddenly go away. I feel like he needs to go to therapy. He needs to speak to someone and do the work. And it's a pity that he might end up losing his bride before he does that. It's the I hate Jack posse for me. It's the I hate Jack posse, because you have Timothy, Sarah, and Lauren. They are the I hate Jack committee. I think they're the CEOs of the foundation. So they sit down and they're having this conversation, and then Timothy lets it be known that apparently, we all know Tristan has body image issues. Apparently they were sitting by the pool because, Tristan called Timothy daddy. And even when he was at the pool earlier, he was with Richard. So it seems he's avoiding the good looking guys and is just going to the daddies of the group. And apparently Jack said, oh, the whales are out. And it's like, you're a personal trainer. That's the last thing you should be saying. It's like it's like, Ridge mocking someone for their mental health. It doesn't make sense. This is supposed to be your job. You're supposed to be sensitive about it. You're supposed to have empathy for those that are struggling, because this is how you earn your income, or this is how you make your way in life. And so for them, you could see the girls are riled up. I think if Tori doesn't break up with him, Lauren and Sarah are going to break up with him on their behalf. But the fact that they've decided to be this team that's always, I hate Jack, oh my God, it has me in stitches. It really does. I don't know about Sarah and Tim. Tim is not confrontational. It seems all the guys that they have this season are not confrontational. And this is why Jack is running them around like little puppies, because he knows they fear confrontation. So he tries to be in their face and then they retreat. The same with Jono. We know he doesn't like confrontation. I think the only people that like confrontation in this group are Jack and Timothy. This is why they butt heads. Jaden, it depends on who he's trying to confront. Otherwise, other people, he tries to avoid them. So this is why, Jack thinks he runs the roost. And so you have Sarah saying, I want my husband to stick up for me because Jack made these inappropriate comments and my husband has to speak up. And Tim is sort of hiding and saying, I don't know how it's going to play out. I don't like confrontation. And it's like, what the hell? What the hell? Speak up for your lady. Speak up for your lady. Anyway, you then have Timothy gave Tristan a jumper. He bought him a jumper when they went out shopping with Lucinda. And it was cute to see his reaction and how excited everyone was for them. Because Tristan and Lucinda are the people who have been able to break down Timothy's walls. Even Cassandra, when she was talking about him and defending him, when Tori was attacking him, you could see his smile, the way he was looking at her, like sort of appreciation that someone was speaking up for him. So, that was cute. Everyone was excited. And then Timothy pulled Jono aside. I thought, this is my thought, I thought Timothy was making up the comment about the whale. So to hear Jono confirm that he actually did hear the comment about the whale makes me believe that Charlie's Angels are not just there because they hate Jack. It's actually Jack who's creating, unions because people are uniting in their hatred and disdain for him. Oh my God, I can't wait for the confrontation. Poor Tim looks like he's about to pee his pants because he's waiting to sort of confront Jack. And I think everyone is going to gather around the fire pit and it's about to go down. Given how anxious he was, Tim really stepped up because even Sarah, when she tried to interfere, he said, no, I got this. You need to lay back. You said you wanted me to defend you. Here we go. And so he held Jack's feet to the fire in front of everyone. And you could see the discomfort on everybody's faces and how they were sort of fidgeting. I think he's done a lot more. And people know about it, but have been keeping quiet just because they wanted the peace. So now that Tim is calling him out, you could see this is not the first time this has been said or this has been heard or people have known about this. Everybody has known about this, but they've kept quiet and sort of just tried to ignore it. And so the fact that he was called out, I normally don't kiss people off their faces because of their makeup. Then why kiss them in the first place? Why not just give them a hug? You don't need to kiss every single person you come across. You only need to kiss your partner. Everybody else, you can just hug them or wave or shake their hands. So that's not a justifiable reason for why you kiss somebody's wife's neck. And for you to say, I don't even remember about tapping her on the ass. You do remember. Because you asked her when, she told you, you should have said, no, I didn't do that. And she said her husband was in front, so he didn't see it. So you waited until her husband was in front. And for you to have the audacity to say, I just let him have it because he was trying to put on a performance for his wife. Otherwise, no, you knew you were wrong and you knew everybody was going to hold your feet to the fire. So instead of you intimidating Tim because there was a group of people that would be able to back him up, you decided to retreat. He's a small little boy. He likes to sort of challenge or intimidate people that he knows cannot stand up to him. And he likes to do it in a one-to-one situation whereby he sort of is able to outsmart them. As far as I'm concerned, it's not that he's an articulate speaker, as Tim was saying, it's just that he's able to outsmart them and he likes to challenge people on their own when they're vulnerable. That way he seems to be in power. And obviously that was the end, or that wasn't the end of it, because you knew something was about to come up. Because you have Eden, who's been sulking all day because somebody sent her a text and she's worried about the secret that was sort of disclosed to her and she doesn't know who to confide in. She's worried that whether it will affect her marriage or whether it will affect her friendships. And it's like the producers are messy for putting her in this position because she's been happy-go-lucky. Her relationship has been working amazing. So for them to then bring her into this mess doesn't make sense. You can see her as things are going down at the fire pit that she is just wanting to disappear. She just wants to disappear. Even her husband said, she gets anxiety around a group of people. So with all this tension and the secret that she's keeping, I think it's eating her inside. So you now have this back and forth between Tim and Jack because Tim is feeling some type of way because he can see that Jack just managed to squirm his way out of trouble with Tim because he knew that he couldn't sort of get away with the things that were revealed or the allegations that were being made because they were inappropriate. So Tim then talks about the fact that he called him a whale, and Jack is like, well, it was just a joke. It was a joke. It was banter. Everybody's throwing around banter. And it's like, well, you are at the poolside. People are taking their clothes off. You are a personal trainer and you call people whales. How does that come across in your head? And then he's sort of trying to have a back and forth with Timothy. And sadly for him, everybody sort of got in on the argument and everybody now sort of adopted it to be their own and was coming after him. And one would expect him to think, maybe I need to do something different. This is not working. But he kept going on, and Tori kept feeling uncomfortable and more uncomfortable because she could see that everybody was turning against them. And now it's burning hot at the top of the food chain, as they call themselves. And instead of him just apologizing, as a personal trainer, you know, I know it's not in line with my job. I'm so sorry about what I said. I thought I was joking, and I thought it would be received as such. I didn't realize that, you know, Tristan was there, or there were other people there that were going to be affected by my comments. So I want to sincerely apologize, and I hope you accept my most sincere apology and we can move on. But no, he kept going back and forth, and it's like, what sort of personal trainer are you? What do you think, how do you think this is going to play out when your clients see that, or when your prospective clients see that? Do you think people are going to want to train with you? This could be the beginning of the end for you. And so Tori walks off. Eden is sitting there. She's still in her own world, worried about this, and it's like, seriously, this man is an idiot. He can't save himself for nothing. And I don't get why people are intimidated by him, because he's not the sharpest tool in the box anyway. Jack is a little insecure boy, because you see, he's taken Tori aside and he's trying to convince her to continue to stick by him. I think they had their non-verbal gestures that they had taught each other, that if you are in crisis or if you don't know what to do, I'll give you a signal, or I'll step in and I will save us. I think they have decided to milk this for what it is, and they know that, I said this yesterday, they know that this marriage is not going to work. They're not attracted to one another, so they're going to push it up the river as much as they can. Because for him to say, oh, I don't care about anybody else, yes, I did say it, but the problem is the only people that heard it are people that are having problems in their relationships, the guys. And it's like, so every time he has to blame someone, the girls, he has to say to them, you're chasing clout. The boys, he has to say they're saying that because they're intimidated or they're jealous of him. The fact that he was able to tell Lauren to shut up again, there's no justification for it. And even his wife ended up saying, he's a personal trainer, I can't justify his comments. It doesn't make sense that he would tell people that the whales are out, because that goes against what he stands for. And it's like, well, if he's going against what he stands for, imagine how he's going to go against you. And for him, oh, I just care about you trusting me and knowing that it was a joke. You do trust me. And it's like, oh, please make it make sense. If she trusts you, then she's the one to blame, because everything you've done thus far has shown that you're not to be trusted. Everything you've done thus far has shown you're insensitive to other people's feelings. So I don't get why you continue to try and sort of sell this united front when you're not a united front. If I were Tori, I would run for the nearest exit, because this man is going to play you and he's going to leave you crying and embarrassed and humiliated. Anyway, you then have Eden sort of break down and she storms off because of the secret. And it's, who is the secret about? Because they keep showing us Ridge and Jade, and then they show us Timothy, and then they go to her husband. And it's like, who is it about? Just say it. We want to know what it is about and stop wasting our time. Well, turns out the secret was about Sarah. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know I questioned how Sarah can go from not getting along with her husband to suddenly they are very good books and nothing will faze them. And the fact that she was suddenly very in love with her husband. And I said she was performing. And well, apparently the secret Eden was keeping was the fact that Sarah met up with her ex, or she communicated with her ex-boyfriend. I didn't quite get what she was saying. And so she confided in her husband, and it's like, oh my God, now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. She wanted a positive edit. So she's decided to continue to pretend like she's crazy in love with this man, and knowing that she doesn't feel for him that way. And so it's really sad that things had to go down like this. I can't wait for the dinner party, because obviously it has to come out, because both Jaden and Eden have been cheated on by their partners in the past, even though we know what Jaden did when he found out that his partner was cheating. And so I can't wait to see the fallout of that. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 22. Bye guys.